welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. Today we are creating another church. After I had made the other church, I had decided that sometimes you don't want one quite so big. Maybe you don't have room for a lot quite that big to use as a community lot, and sometimes I don't really want one to be quite so big. But this church, it doesn't matter what lot or what world you put it in, it will go anywhere that you choose. But decided to go with more of a, like an old-fashioned church, like an old-fashioned schoolhouse, or, something like that. And they had, a lot of times, some of them had really tall stairs, or even double layer stairs, kind of like what I'm doing here. So that's kind of where I got the idea for that from. And this lot does have a basement, and that is kind of where the reception area is going to be at. And it is rather small. I mean, it has everything that your sim will need to have a nice wedding, an area to get married at, and to have your meal and cake and reception and everything as well. There's also a bathroom. I made sure I remembered a bathroom because I know I made the comment before in the other church build that I have gotten community lots and other church lots or wedding venues, and there's absolutely no bathroom. And I've had problems, because Sims, they, for whatever reason, do not go, they don't go to the bathroom before they come to their wedding. So I had some issues with that. So there is a bathroom. I prefer to, obviously I prefer to have one of those. I'm sure everybody does. This church does have, a small like closet area that I put in, but it's not one that you can see. I just kind of put it there to give the illusion that there is a coat closet for you to put your coats. And it is rather small. You're not going to want a large gathering. I mean, you can probably fit several Sims in here, but they'd probably cause problems with going down the stairs since it's only one square, one tile wide. So you might want, I personally probably wouldn't hold a big wedding, but it probably is doable. I'm not going to say you couldn't. It just might cause, some routing issues or, something. A Sim, I'm sure, is going to throw a tantrum standing there just tapping their feet waiting to use the stairs. But just trying, basically all I'm doing right here, I wasn't, as you can see, having problems putting the stairs in. I was just trying to figure out where I wanted the stairs, trying to get them in the right spot. And as you can see, I still had, I had to extend the church just a little bit. I wasn't sure how, how wide, or not how wide, but how deep to put the church. So, and I wanted to be able to get the stairs in. And I'm pretty sure, at least I'm hoping anyway, I didn't run my Sims through this to do any kind of test or anything like that. But I'm, because pretty much everything I did in this church I know is going to work for you. And I know that the stairs are going to work. But I'm pretty certain you shouldn't see any of their heads clipping through the floor. I'm not really too sure. Because, the foundation is quite a bit taller than I normally would to do. And, of course I did put floor tiles on top of the other stairs just so they wouldn't be hidden, or so they'd be hidden in the sanctuary. I'm pretty certain, I don't know, maybe. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't see them. So I guess if there's a little bit of head clipping while they're going down the stairs, I guess that I could ignore it. It might be a little irritating to some, but I guess you'd have to try it out and find out for sure. But because like I said, I didn't actually go through and play test this, and believe it or not, most of the time I don't actually do any testing on my lots, just because I have played the game a lot. And I pretty much know everything that I do when I build is going to work for you. And if I do something that I know that is not going to work, I usually already know. And a lot of times I go ahead and mention that on Mod the Sims. just to let you know that, something may not work quite properly. But if there is, for any reason, something that I am unsure of on whether or not it will work, then I will go in and I will double check it. That way I know, and then of course I know when, I post the links and everything like that and do the websites and stuff. But I am pretty certain everything for you, almost positive everything is going to work for you. Even in the reception area in the basement, all of the chairs should work. I don't usually worry about chairs. If one chair or a couple of chairs don't work, I guess I just don't worry about that. Especially when there's several chairs throughout the entire lot. If there's a couple of them that the Sims can't use, I don't normally care. I usually just let it go. So I don't usually test my chairs. So sometimes I even put them somewhere where I know they're not going to work, but I like the way it looks. So sometimes I base it off of, whether or not I like the way it looks. So, but they should. Unless I put the tables too close to each other. You'll see when we go down to the basement to do the reception area. Unless I happen to put them a little bit too close, they should all work for you. And of course there's also a stereo down there. I'm not sure if there's any room for the Sims to dance. I guess you'll find out when you hold your reception whether or not they will dance. So, but just going through and, just decorating it. This is from the Romanza wedding set or something or another from the store, those chairs. And then the windows are also from the store. I want to say they came from one of the worlds. I do know that. I want to say Midnight Hollow, but I could be wrong because I don't usually ever have a clue where anything comes from. Especially when I get stuff from the store in bulk. I usually have absolutely no idea what set they came from. So, but just trying to figure out the coloring. We just kind of went with again another pink and white for the wedding I guess colors. I just basically based it off of the flowers that I put in there. Is kind of what I went with. I figured I didn't take the time to see if you could recolor the flowers. Odds are you probably can't. So I just went ahead and went with the colors that was already there. But if you would like to change the colors, feel free to change the colors to whatever color you would like your wedding to be. I just kind of picked some basic colors. No reason behind it other than the fact that they matched the flowers. So just going through and doing some more of the coloring. I have been speeding up my speed builds a little bit faster. When I first started doing speed builds, I believe I sped them up around 5 or 6 times. But, after I started doing it where I was actually recording how I make the lot, of course the videos were longer, so I tried speeding them up more to like 7. And then there for a while, I actually had them sped up by 8. Now, I don't know about this lot here for sure on whether or not it's been sped up more. I know it is at least at 8 times. But some of my later videos that I have, or because I've already made some of them, I already did some more building. Those are actually sped up by 8.5 times or 8.5 times. I do kind of check them to make sure they're not moving too quickly. I don't, because I don't want you getting dizzy. I have been, not just in the Sims game, but I even watched some of the coaster, what is it called? Planet Coaster, I think is what it's called. And one of them speeds it up like 9 or 10 times, and let me tell you, sometimes I feel a little dizzy. I really enjoy his builds, but sometimes they're just way too fast. So I don't want mine to get too fast for you. I don't want you to feel a little seasick or anything like that. But I do double check, make sure that they're not too bad for you. And I don't think they are. I have looked at the ones that are sped up 8.5 times, and they seem to be still doing okay. I don't know if it's just because my computer does lag quite a bit. If you watch my 100 baby challenge, you'll see it does lag a lot, especially if even in build mode. And I discovered it's not because of being in buy mode or build mode and having to change, because someone had suggested that for me. So I did do some, trying and figuring it out and everything, and I'm pretty certain what is causing it is actually the time of when you go into different categories, like the one doing accessories and things like that. It only lags when it's loading up the items or loading up the color palette. That's the only time it lags. So what I have been doing lately now is I've been actually stopping the recording while the game loads those items and then going back in, just so, and I know it actually has cut out a lot of time in my videos. Quite a bit, actually. Not just a few seconds, but it actually has cut out several minutes by doing that. But for the most part, I don't move the camera around a lot anyway. It might maybe zoom in a little bit or out, but for the most part, I can usually build without moving the camera too much. Like, it's moving a little bit now, but not a lot. Like, it's not spinning around in this huge, all over the place. And I don't normally zoom in and out just to see how something looks. I usually, I think I do pretty good camera-wise when building, so. But I just wanted to let you know that I am trying to speed them up a little bit quicker, just so the speed builds aren't quite as long. Like, this one is only about a little over 13 minutes. I am a slow builder anyway, but I think a lot of it is because of how long it took everything to load for me. Every time I went to a new category and every time I went, to a new color palette and things like that. So, I'm trying to remove a lot of that for you. That way it does kind of slow, get rid of some of the time in the video. And of course, trying to speed it up a little bit more. So, if I do feel that I have sped it up too much, I will slow it down before I finalize the video. And if maybe I think it's okay, but maybe, because maybe you guys don't. Maybe you're telling me maybe it's too fast. Just let me know, in the comments below on what you think on the speed of the videos. Here they are lately compared to what they were, say, 5 months ago. And, then the next ones after this, like I said, will be sped up just a hair more. So just kind of let me know in the comments below on what you think. And here are the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed this build. And I really like the small church. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.